Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And on Instagram and Ravelry, you can find me as Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou.
And I'm cpredmor on Ravelry, and on Instagram when I'm posting as Knitting in Our Jeans. And one would think I would post more now that I'm home almost all the time, and I'm posting less, so make sense out of that. I can't. And we're supposed to have snow on Wednesday, and it's gone from...
Well, we had snow last Wednesday. We had flurries. It would, hey,
Nothing
but I do have
stuck.
Oh, well, I had to, you all know I work in construction. I had to visit site, even though we're working from home. My team has decided that we will walk the building once a week, together.
A good idea.
Yes, together we do distance ourselves. We wear masks.
Decision making works better that way.
It works out well, and it's also good to have a visual for when your superintendent calls and is like, "Hey, so this happened here."
Right.
So we went and did our site walk on Wednesday.
I would schedule it for Tuesday this week.
Well, it's already technically scheduled for Thursday this week. We can't really move it to... We're gonna talk tomorrow. So...
It depends, because right now they're talking, what, 6 inches?
They're talking 12 to 15.
12 to 15. I got the snow shovels ready so that the post person can deliver mail. Richard says we don't need to go anywhere, and I can certainly cancel physical therapy, telling them, sorry, Richard hasn't shoveled, and we're plowed in. But I do want to make a path for the mail person. I'd say mailman, but more than half the time we have a woman. So a mail person who's lovely, by the way. Richard went out to check on the mail last week and scared the crud out of her because he opened the front door.
She scared the crud out of me a few times because she recently during COVID has been walking across the grass so that, you're not then impacted by anyone who's walking on the sidewalk. It made perfect sense in the neighborhood here. But I didn't see her, and all of a sudden...
She's there.
And I was like, oh my god, there's a human there. Okay.
Anyway.
It was fine. She was lovely, but...
He opened the door just as she was putting the mail in, and he went, oh, I'm sorry! I'm shutting the door. Because we really don't want to get her sick. I don't know how... I mean, we're not sick, and haven't been sick, so... No. The likelihood that we have anything other than his sneezing downstairs. Allergies. I'm having a terrible time singing because my post-nasal drip is dripping down my throat most of the day. Anyway.
Hot tea.
I'll have to start doing hot tea again. Because the coffee seems to be just clogging me up. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Where we were going somewhere with that. Oh, so the snow last Wednesday, It was a flurry, but it had accumulated enough on our roof that it was a little slick when we went up there.
Oh my goodness, well, be careful.
I was, but it was just, plywood gets very slick when it's wet.
I didn't realize that.
Yes.
I would have thought maybe marine. Okay, and it's raining tomorrow? They said flurries maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, raining most of the day tomorrow.
December. Yeah. And I'm very lucky that I don't have to take this into consideration for a commute, which is what I did for 30-some years. And in fact, had an agreement with my dean that I didn't have to come in if it looked like I was going to sustain a head injury trying to get off the front porch. Mm-hmm. Or if there were 3 car accidents that were within a car's length of my car, before I got to the bridge, before I got to the turnoff.
I thought there was also one that was unless if it took more than 40 minutes to get to a certain exit.
To get to Great Neck. Yes, all of those things, because it just meant that
any of those 3 were valid.
Slog. Yes. Yeah. Of course, the one day when the house was iced in, that was another good one.
Couldn't
get out the door. And said, if I have to take an hour to try to hack my way out of this house, it's a no-go. The other thing with that is that I could easily then tell my students, we're not coming in. I'm not coming in. I can't get out of the house. I'm iced in, or we've got black ice here. I can't get to the car. All those kinds of things. And, of course, I became more cautious once I crossed 60.
You did.
Prior to that, it was like, Of course I'm going into work.
Yeah.
Until the day that there was a taxi that slid across the road, just missed me. And it was before Great Neck. And I went, no, this isn't good. We're going back. Anyway.
I remember getting those text messages. That was funny.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, we're expecting weather. Yeah.
So if you're in the Northeast, please be careful. Because this will be our first big snow of the season.
Yes.
Remember
more snow that we got last year entirely.
Exactly. That was where I was going. This is going to be more. So definitely, check your gas tank. I might actually fill up on my way home.
I'll fill up on Tuesday.
I've got a bunch. And then also just make sure you have a shovel in your car, also a scraper, and a broom or a little car brush.
Yes.
Because that is important in these times. Also, if you own your home or are in charge of your walk, make sure you get your ice melt of choice. Because black ice is not something to mess around with. Other than that, I think that's our updates.
That's an update for the weather.
Yes.
Meanwhile, my brother called from outside of Williamsburg, Charles City, Virginia. It was 75 degrees today, and he's sitting outside in his shorts and short-sleeved shirt.
I mean, it was 64 today.
It was lovely. I actually went out early this morning and walked twice around the block, which is 2/3 of a mile.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't tweaked my knee at physical therapy, I would have gone for the full mile. But something on Friday, I was feeling great. We were dancing at physical therapy. One of the guys says, "I want some of what she's got." And then with the very last exercise, my knee went, and it's been sore. So, these things happen. I think I just sprained it or something. It's doing better. It's certainly better than it was this morning.
That's good.
Yes.
So where do you want to start today, Mom?
Well, I could start with this. This has been looking at us.
Oh, yes.
So I'm cleaning out some of the magazines that I had gotten from somebody else who was offloading things. Yes. Janice. And I have to say, this is, I guess, a discussion on the order of, I can find something that I really want to make in almost every one of those magazines that I have over there.
Yeah.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 of the Billy shelves filled with pattern books.
Yep.
Books, magazines, pattern collections. In addition to things that I've cut out, and that's in that folder file up there. I've got these things that I need to scan into the computer and put into Dropbox, I think. They're Zimmerman's.
I was going to ask if they were Easies.
No.
They're
all Zimmerman's, and I don't want to lose them. Anyway, so I was going through
Easy is Elizabeth Zimmerman,
Oh,
Mom.
sorry, I didn't... sorry. Yes, they're easy. Whatever. Let's see. I'm not great for abbreviations. Anyway, here is Knitting Fall 2012. So, 8 years ago. Look at this. I saw this and just said, I gotta have me one of those. Let's knit one of those.
And I think Cheryl has that fluffy yarn. Knit.
Very possibly.
Or
this
something
is
comparable.
Fun Fur. So we've got Fun Fur and regular line. So it's Grace by Patents is the flat part, and then Fun Fur by Lion Brand. I also have some of that wacky yarn of mine that could be used.
Well, but I'm just saying, she's got some fuzzy.
Right, but first what we have in house. We'll have to see about the gauge. But I looked at this and said, yes, ma'am. That will be fun. So anyway.
You're ridiculous. I love
am, but wouldn't she love it?
I think so. I think the Niesling would love it.
I think so too.
So speaking of things we've repicked up.
And if you can't get over to see her before Christmas,
I'm gonna drop that stuff off this week.
Okay.
And then we'll drop off Christmas.
I may mail Christmas because it's birthday too for her.
That works.
Okay.
So speaking of things we're picking up and looking at, so I don't remember if I showed you all last week that I had picked up my Jigshawl. So I've picked it up. So this is 1, I think that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 through, so I think
8 or 9,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, something like that. Come off over here. So I'm working on day 11, or part 11, which is ending up being my day 11, because I am working through the advent calendar from Earl Grey Fiber Co. in the Great British Bake Off set from last year to do it. And it's going along swimmingly. It's my, when I just can't, I can't work on anything else. Like, I just want garter stitch. I just want, for a while this week, the toe of a sock was complicated.
From toe up? Is that?
Yes. Like, did not have enough brain space to do the toe.
Oh, God. That's bad.
It was, so speaking of said toe, I finally got through to the foot. But this toe, I did on Friday afternoon, evening, and it finally was, like, able to happen, but it took a while to get there this week. So I did pick this up, the Jigshawl, and it's been pretty great.
Good.
I really like it. It's very hodgepodgey, as you saw, but I think...
It feels great.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really nice shawl / blanket to have, like, especially when I work from home.
Yes.
Because who really cares? When you're at home, no one's gonna walk in and, walk into the office and see you wearing some crazy looking, multicolored shawl. That doesn't really look like it has much plan to it, but there's actually a very specific plan. So that's what I've been working on along with my sock. The sock. So this is going to be the vanilla reversed or reversed vanilla pattern. And
which means it's toe up.
It's toe up. And it's that same pattern that I showed you all last week. But on these, I'm doing on size 1s, and I'm doing a 64 stitch sock. So this past week, I wore my vanilla reversed that I knit on 1s.
On 1s, okay.
With a 60 stitch. And there is it is pulling between the 2 stitches on the heel.
Now, did you go in and pick up, like, one over there?
No. It's the 2 center. So it's a center decrease.
Ah.
So
okay.
it's separating between the 2, like...
Yes, the decrease stitches.
No, it's 2. So the decrease happens, then you have a plain stitch,
right.
Plain stitch, decrease.
Right.
So in between those 2 plain stitches, it's pulling.
Got it.
So that's why I've kind of thought maybe going up to the 64 stitch and going up to the 2.5 would be good. And it was. It fits fine. It's a little loose, which it's not too loose, but it's enough to make me be like, well, let's see if we can mess with this a little bit more. So for this set, I'm going to do a 64 stitch sock with increasing the row before you start the heel gusset to a 68 stitch. And then decreasing once I get back up to the leg, down to the 64. So we're going to stick with the 64 on the 1s, and then we're going to see how all 3 of them fit.
That's a good idea. That's what you need to do with socks.
Yeah, and I think it'll,
because no pattern writer knows your foot.
Right. But I also think, like, I keep on looking at other patterns and, like, oh, there are so many pretty sock patterns. But this pattern works really well with self-striping yarn. And if I can figure out the perfect one for my foot, because I already have that pattern, like, perfectly figured out for the DK weight. like I have the SKU figured out for the DK weight. I like DK weight socks. What can I say? I think it's because I wear boots so much.
Yes, you do, and I don't.
Yeah. But fingering weight socks are very comfy. So I do, and I have a lot of self-striping yarn. So I think having this in my back pocket as something that I know that it will work and works with self-stripings, and, you know, we can replicate it no matter what, I think it'll be really key. It's kind of frustrating because I know there are so many other patterns out there.
Right.
But I just have to be okay with that.
Well, this is for when you want to do self-striping yarn and you want something easy on the brain. So subway knitting, you know, meeting knitting, that kind of thing. I think that that's perfectly acceptable, you know? Yeah.
So I think that'll work out really well. And that's just going along swimmingly now. So hopefully I'll be able to get that sock done this week. And start on the sock that really... Oh, and then I'm thinking about the next one. So that's coming from the advent calendar that my friend Tanya put together for me, which is all of her leftover self-stripings.
Very nice.
So I actually have... I didn't bring that advent calendar with me, but maybe at Christmas I'll bring it and we'll go through all of them. With the socks that I've made. But I was thinking about making a pair of knee highs.
Yes, you had mentioned that.
Yes. So I looked up and I bought previously the Lavagna Petrocelli pattern for her Philly knee socks. And so I think I'm going to take her formula for figuring out your calf increases. And do that with this pattern is what I'm thinking, y'all.
That sounds good.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what's going on there.
So are you having an in-office Christmas party?
No. We are having a virtual one, which is...
Okay.
Well, we can't have an in-office one.
Just asking.
I
think they should send little quick baskets all over the place, and
so that's part of it.
Let you eat your cookies in peace.
Yeah. So there's going to be, you know, a giveaway of some sorts for people, you know, raffles, little things. And I had been talking on one of my meetings about these gnomes that by Imagine. Can't remember the name of the designer, which is always good, y'all. Always good. Her name is Schira, and it's Imagined Landscapes is her company, or her design name. And so I'd mentioned these gnomes, and so of course I'm now making one to include as part of the raffle. So this is the hat and most of the body of a gnome. He or she will have a beard, probably done out of this, like, white with little speckles in it. And yeah, so I'm using some yarn that's just from my stash. If I can pull it out here. So it's this. Where's the...
That's very cute.
Thank you. I'm trying very hard. Where's the other...
Definitely a garden gnome since it's all those colors.
Oh, yes. And so it's got a gray and blues and greens, because our company colors are is a light blue, and I just didn't have the right thing. But I have caught the gnome bug. So actually, for a friend of mine, I ended up getting 2 of these gnome mugs for the holidays.
Mugs.
I know, they're so cute. And these are actually microwave and dishwasher safe. They're from Pottery Barn, and they were on sale. So if they're still available around you, definitely do a click and collect. It was super easy. And they're super, super cute.
And they look like they'll have a lot in it.
I don't know. It doesn't tell me how much, but it's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna gift some gnomes with it. I've already made up 3 little packages that will turn into gnomes.
Okay.
Yeah,
You are organized.
I am organized. I've also feel like I've caught the bug. I have caught the bug, and it's a problem, but it's also really adorable, so I'm okay with it.
Hey, I got a tutu bug.
You did get a tutu bug. So I figure, it's, I've cast on 2 of the beards for 2 of those that you see that I just showed you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I signed up for the mystery Gnome Along for Advent. So I was trying to keep up with that. But yeah, so this is Nice to Gnome You. I'm realizing it's very teal, but you know what? That's okay.
That's why I thought he would be a garden gnome, since he's all greenish.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or a water gnome.
Yeah. Just real cute.
Yes.
Pretty quick. I mean, I cast it on yesterday. Yeah, I cast it on yesterday.
Yes, because you were remarking about the curl.
Yeah. Well, and I finished the curl here.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a pretty quick knit. Because I've also been I worked on the Jigshawl a little bit earlier today. And I worked on the socks a little bit. So, they're not, and this one seems to be a bigger gnome because you're holding 2 strands of fingering weight together. The others seem to be smaller, or could be smaller or large. There's a bit more size variety.
Okay.
I bet this gnome would be smaller if you only used 1
Yes.
strand, excuse me,
Just
or if
the
you used 2
between fingering and DK.
Yeah. So that is that. And what have you been working on?
I have been working like a Navy.
Oh.
But not mopping the deck. I finished sleeves. Now it's caught on something.
Oh no.
Okay, so I've got 1 sleeve. Look at that. They look gorgeous. They look like midnight. And I've got a 2nd sleeve. I did 2 at a time. It was easy because they were knit flat. And they really were very, very easy. Mind-numbingly easy. If I had thought about it, I might have knit them in the round, but I was following the pattern. So what I am doing now is I am knitting the button band and collar. So let's see if I can get this. Where am I? Here we go. So this is the sweater. I have now picked up 3 out of every 4 rows, and I am doing a 2x2 edging rib. It will be at least 4 inches, and so that's what makes up the difference between the front and the back.
That makes sense.
Yes. And then all I will have to do, so my plan is, I think you may remember, was to get this done by Wednesday, so I can mail it out. I think I will make it. I picked this up today at lunchtime, and I have done about 1 inch, so I only have 3 more inches to go, and then I can legitimately bind off, which I will do a stretchy bind off on the knit stitches and a regular bind off on the purl one so it doesn't blossom out. God bless you.
Thank you.
Then I will sew the sleeves in, and I will then pack it up and send it off to Virginia. So this is a combined birthday and Christmas present for my niece, who is teaching, PhD student and teaching down in Miami. So the yarn is roughly 50% wool, 50% cotton. It dries very, very quickly.
It does.
So I put these in the washer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, I guess about 10 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I put them on. I have a cycle on my machine that's called hand wash, and it does one of these things, and then it holds this way. Delicate keeps moving, but the hand wash actually comes to an arc and holds there, and goes.
And Delicate does swing around once or twice.
Yeah, hand wash does not.
No, yeah.
So it's just doing this thing. But what I do like is I put in an extra spin so that it gets, by centrifugal force, it gets most of the water out.
The centripetal force. Yeah.
Right. So I then blocked it out on my blocking boards, and it's dry.
It is.
Yeah. So very nice. And since she is headquartered in Miami, I didn't think I needed to make something that was 100% wool. I think this will be very useful.
Yeah.
Because what she wanted was a duster, and I don't. Elizabeth says she doesn't think Sarah expected me to make it. It's fine. You remember, I could just reach back here and get the right colors. So it's fine. It'd be handmade. I'll send it off. I'm happy with it. I hope she's happy with it. She did give me her measurements. This should fit. I kept gauge. So that's done. The other thing I did, besides trying to clean up my whatnot room, we've got some empty shelves over there. It's getting there. I mean, it looks like to hell and gone right now. But I am going to the 50/50 shop on Tuesday to bring those. We donated Christmas houses to our church's 50/50 shop. Yeah, I don't need 50% of their take on this. We said just use them in good health. And I had found the Spode Christmas tree hors d'oeuvre tray, which we just gave to them. I would have given it to them last year, except I didn't know I had it. We found 2 more houses today. So on Tuesday, when I go up to physical therapy, I will drop those off, and I'll see if they want my sweaters. If they don't, on my way home, I'm going to see if the collection boxes are still there by Benihana's. And if they're not, then I may look up Goodwill. Because this is a sweater that...
You have 2 more.
Yes. That I really loved, but I felted it.
Oh.
Yes. I can make another one.
You can.
But I felted it good and proper.
You did.
I did. So it used to be long, and what happened was it had stretched out of shape, so I wanted to tighten up a little, and it tightened up a lot. It's just not the sweater that I wanted it to be. Oh, look. You want it?
I mean, I think it fits me pretty well.
It does. I mean, it still fits me, but it's not the sweater I wanted it to be.
No, but I think that'll look really good with all my high-waisted pants.
I think it will.
Thank you, Mommy.
It's a tin can knits.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is right now.
And then here's another one that I found. This is a Rowan pattern from Rowan number 1. I just don't like tweed, I realize.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't like tweeds. Why is this a surprise? I like.
Do you know how much tweed you have downstairs? Fabric?
Oh, no. Fabric is different.
Okay. Sorry. I thought we were having a crisis of, like, faith here.
No. I'm talking about yarn.
Okay.
Tweed, that's a suit.
Right.
This is a blouse. I don't like...
The heathered.
Yes.
This is more of a heather than a tweed. Like, this is more of what I think of when I think of tweed.
And I like this because it's a definitive color.
Yes. This is
I find that I don't like colors that are grayish.
No.
I'm not a Williamsburg color person. You know, it's good to have enlightenment when you're this old. So, this is a sweater I had made for my mother. Then she moved to Florida and said she didn't need anything this heavy. And she still doesn't want it back. And I've decided, I have worn it twice since I've had it back. I think she gave it back to me, 7 years ago. So this is going. It's a very heavy sweater. I just don't like the color.
That's fine. You're allowed to not like it.
I just don't like it.
You knit it for Nan.
I did. And blue is her color. So now I got rid of one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sweaters.
I got another nice deep gray black sweater.
Yeah, I want, you have a shorter waist than I do.
Yes, we've gone over this.
So
I have a significantly shorter waist.
So it's fine for you. You have your father's waist.
I have most of my father's proportions when it comes to bone structure.
You do. Sorry about that.
Which no one would be able to tell because I've been taught how to
appropriately dress.
Well, I was going to say appropriately proportionalize in compensation with my dress, with how I dress.
Right.
But, oh yeah, it's very funny.
That covers your waist and goes down a bit on you. It doesn't for me. And it's not...
See, what I lack in waist, I make up for in arm.
Yes. So, anyway, I've gone through my sweater drawers, and now I have room for sweaters that I really like versus sweaters that I made and went, why did you do that? You know? It was a good idea. It's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do the Harry Potter Knitting Crocheting Club again, because most of the time you have to knit things to what the pattern states, and you can't make alterations unless you've thought of them in advance.
Right.
I don't realize till I'm halfway through the pattern.
Yeah, you usually don't.
What changes I might want to make. So now I'm knitting for myself, and I can make changes as I go along, which I like.
Yes.
I have not worked on my mother's gloves. I think we spoke last week that we're getting her meals, microwave meals that are supposed to be good. My other niece is on this, and she's an excellent cook. So I'm really assured that these meals will be very good and delicious. See, now look, this is another. I like this sweater. I like jewel tones. We had a revelation. Jewel tones is.
We've had this revelation multiple times, Mom, and then you try to convince yourself that you like something else, and I say, "Are you sure?" And then you go, "Yeah, we're gonna try this," and I go, "Okay."
Oh, yeah, jewel tones.
It's like, well,
jewel tones. Jewel tones. Jewel tones. I mean, I think this will be fine because there's some definite color, in that. You know.
Yeah.
If it were just this,
but it's like me. And thinking that I'll like having a nude lipstick. I don't. I like this.
Yes.
Which, speaking of,
I actually do use nude lipsticks when we're sailing.
Yeah, and I use them sometimes when when I do my full eye makeup. Yeah.
Yes.
But actually, so I got 3 of them. I actually got 3 of these hue sticks from Live Tinted.
So you can wear them behind your mask?
Well, I got them because I just like them. But you can use them so they all come in there like these crayon kind of shapes.
Yes.
So I got this is Perk, which is more of an orange, blush, kind of.
See, that's what I would call
nude. Yeah, it's a nude color for me. I got this in Free, which is what I'm wearing right now.
It's very pretty.
And then I got Change, which is copper. And I thought that would be really pretty. The reason I got these 3 was because this has been formulated to be a color corrector, an eyeshadow, a blush, and also a lipstick. So you can use them all over your face, and they are safe to use all over your face.
I've got a couple by a different company that say the same thing.
Yeah. So the reason I had gotten the Perk was one for a nude, which I realized this morning I really am not a fan of. But also because it is the one that's recommended for those of us who are extremely pale.
As a blush?
As a color corrector for dark circles. Instead of just because it has the orange undertone to correct that. So I'm going to try that out.
Try that.
But I just wanted to say, it's a lovely formula. They are a little pricey. They're a small company. They're new. But the formula is lovely.
It feels good on your lips.
It feels really good on your lips. It's just really lovely. I just wanted to point that out because I'm really loving the color on me. So it's a purple kind of color, but it's also got a nice red to it. I really like it. But I wanted to point that out because if you're looking for a more sustainable kind of makeup brand, at least these are on that list.
Oh, good.
And they are, they're vegan, cruelty-free, you know, all of these different things. But they are tested and certified to be able to be used all over your face, including your eyelids, which is a thing that a lot of those cream sticks say they can do, but then can cause issues.
That would be bad.
Yeah. But that was something I got this week, but I was, you know, it tied into your, you keep saying that you're going to like it, and I keep saying I'm going to like nude lipstick,
No,
and then it's
we're
like,
going
no.
for jewel colors. Anyway, let me show you. All right, so what else I worked on just a little bit yesterday because
You had gotten to the point of where you needed to block the sleeves.
yes, and the main sweater I didn't think was dry, and I didn't really want to get up and look for it, so I started back working on
The
ornament. I have now filled in this window, that window, and one of those two boughs of greenery that show above the roof. So we're certainly getting there. I'm going to enjoy working on this once I finish this sweater because I can tell you that the thumbs are getting a little sore. But we're close to the end, and that is a good thing.
Yeah.
The other thing with book club, I have now, if you want to get the other one, I have two.
Oh.
All right, so this sock, I have gotten up to my 60 stitches, and so I put a hold in it there. This sock is not yet up to 60 stitches. I believe I've got one more increase to go. So it's knit 3 and then knit front and back, knit 3, knit front and back, and then I'll have 60 on here. And then I'll be doing 2 at a time socks.
And those are by Mustache?
Yes, this is my mustache yarn. And this is my book club knitting that I'm doing. Because it's a Zoom book club, I don't think anybody sees what I'm doing. So, and if they do, they haven't said anything.
I mean, you were winding yarn.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, I have done that. I haven't worked on anything else because I've really been focused on this Christmas present. Once I finish that Christmas, I will be wrapping Christmas presents because I have bought, or I have in-house, all the Christmas presents.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Well, so what else I've been working on is I've been working on my sweater. So this pattern is the Serigraphy sweater. It was actually released this week on Friday, so you all can go take a look at it. I think it's beautifully written, and, you know I'm late on the test, but if you're interested in joining in, there is going to be a knit-along in January, starting January 1st.
Well, that is pretty.
So, that's what I've got so far. I've got, I think, 5 more rows to the pattern repeat I'm on, and then I repeat this pattern, and then this pattern, and then I have the hem.
Nice.
So,
she's not upset with you, I take it.
I don't think so.
Very nice.
Yes. So, I mean, it's beautifully written. It just took a bit more brain than I have had recently.
Work has been busy.
So, is it time to Advent?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know which days of the week these are, but I have, these are my new colors. Whoops.
Ooh.
This. And this has a stitch marker on it, which is
nice.
a Christmas stocking. Very cute.
The green's nice.
The green is nice.
And the blues are nice.
The blues are nice. And I like
purple's
this.
Nice. I like the purple, too.
And the purple.
The mustard is not...
The mustard is not so much. But toes and heels. This is lovely.
That's lovely, yeah.
But they're all these muted colors, which I'm calling Williamsburg colors.
You are calling them that, yes.
And I probably realized it before, but I realized it again that this is not me. Muted is not my middle name. Oh, look, I've got a gingerbread man.
Oh, you've got another little guy here.
Yes, a J.
It's a candy cane, Mom.
Sorry. Oh, those of us with
you've got
bad eyes. So anyway, they have been opened. What have you gotten?
So we can go through. So this is my Babs Advent up through yesterday.
Whoa. So I think I would do Asylum Fibers.
I would have if I had gotten it in time.
Yes.
I'm still grumpy about that.
Because her colors are very bright.
Yeah, so that's currently it. We went from a light green to a light blue to more teal.
Lovely.
To a darker blue to more bluey gray to a darker bluey gray. And then today... Oh, there's a candy on the floor now. There's this gray with a green and blue kind of...
I like it.
Pop in it.
Like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I don't know where it went. So that's Babs. And then the Indie Untangled, we got 100 Ravens. We got Pancake and Lulu. We got Apothecary Yarns, or Apothecary Fibers. Twin Mommy Creations.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Indie's bright, too.
Yeah. And then this one is Bewitched Pigments Fiber Arts.
Very pretty.
And then yesterday we got these lovely little end minders that are from Cozy Creations or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And you wrap your ends around them so that they don't get all in your way.
Oh, wow.
And then when you're ready to, sew up your ends.
Ah. Okay. So they're tiny bobbins.
Yes.
Okay.
Tiny bobbins.
Very nice.
Yes. So they'll also work for anything that's using intarsia in small amounts. So here's day 13 is So Happy Jane with this beautiful brick color called Light My Fire.
Very nice.
Yeah, and a Post-it note pad.
Very
I love
nice.
Post-it notes.
Absolutely.
They're so happy. I love Post-it notes.
Yes.
They're the best. So that's my Advents. My Vegan Yarns one has gone from red to orange to yellow, or not really yellow, but orange, and then to green, into like icy colors.
Interesting.
And now we're back. We're getting went greens to icy whites, and now we're back up. I think we're going in a blue direction. So we'll see.
Interesting.
And there's really no cohesive theme to the minis in the self-striping yarn from my friend.
They're just fun.
They're just fun. I also have found that she sent me with like 4 extra skeins of just self-striping yarn, at least so far. I can't open the rest until Christmas, apparently. There was a separate bag that came along with the advent calendar.
You are lucky.
She lost her goddamn mind.
Well, you are very lucky. She likes you a lot.
I know. I am very lucky.
Very lucky.
And I'm very lucky that she
is so generous.
Well, that when she knits socks, it's only
tiny. She
has tiny feet.
And she do short socks?
She does shorty socks.
Right. So that makes a difference.
Yeah. So it works out to get minis. So I am very lucky in that respect.
Very lucky.
Which is super great. Other things that came in the mail, the Live Tinted. Oh, and I got some prints by Franklin Habit. So I got his seasonal knitting set.
It's cute.
Yeah, I thought it was really cute. And then I got the, we cannot smash the patriarchy with knitting needles, but we can stab the patriarchy with knitting needles. So I thought that would be nice on my wall.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so that's what's come in the mail for me. Do you have anything that's come in the mail for you?
Yes, I have the book that's in front of us.
Ah.
So I had paid a while ago. Susan Crawford, as you know, has done several of these very large books on Fair Isle and antique patterns. And I had gotten involved with her antique pattern books 1 and 2 years ago. And they took years to arrive. Didn't really bother me. I have made, I think, 2 of the sweaters out of them. I love her directions as she's rewritten them. I think it's interesting to see older patterns with new yarns and new photos. One of my favorite sweaters is that kind of ice blue.
I was going to say the blue one with the plackets.
Yes. It could have been difficult, but it wasn't because her directions were great.
Well, and you also have the
Fair Isle.
Fair Isle, yeah, the Pearies.
Right. Now, I helped fund Evolution, which is her take, a modern take on Fair Isle. And so, this is the pattern that leads off. It's instead of Fair Isle, it's lace. And I love it. It's called Orchid. And she wears it both dressed up and dressed down, as you can see.
Under some overalls.
And you know that a comfortable sweater can't be beat. It really can't. I think there's no. All right. Then we have this Fair Isle hat. And I'm going to have to try one. I have problems with my tightness.
Your floats.
Well, I don't allow enough ease in my floats. And so everything I make in color work becomes like concrete. It's like there. It is just there. And then she's got that in the light blue and white, and then she shows you what it looks like in a navy blue. It almost looks like an entirely different pattern. Here is Floribunda as a cardigan. And then she also has a pattern with Floribunda as a pullover. Again, this kind of beige I would not use. I would probably use an off-white or maybe a deep gray. And that would suit my color parameters. She has gloves in here, Gallica gloves. And again, for a background, our main color, I would choose something else. But it certainly fits in with her usual color palette. She uses softened colors. Here, better look at the
desaturated.
Yes, and I love saturated. Look at this shawl. Beautiful. It's a gorgeous, very much Shetland-like shawl, and it's called Umbel, and it is just stunning.
It is,
and I can see that in a beautiful light wool, and you wrap it around yourself. And you would be warm, so you can either wear it cowl-like or wrapped around. And I think either way, there will be the belle of the ball. This is a very nice top. You know, I love the yoke. I think it's really gorgeous. And it's a takeoff on some of the Fair Isles that she had in her other book, but without its many colors.
So, Lanitus?
Yes, Lanitus. I can't. And then here it is.
With the full body.
With the full body and in a aqua green type of thing. Very, very nice. Just, she's got a lovely eye for this color work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the socks.
The
lace socks.
Lace socks. And I think it would go really well with, there's a neighborhood fiber company, yarn color called Upton, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it almost looks just like that.
Yep.
I managed to make several pairs of socks in Upton, and I've managed to lose all but one. So I have the singleton sock.
Oh, good.
Not terribly happy. All right, so here is the pullover of Floribund, as she's calling it, Rosa. Okay. This hat is to die for. It's a plaid. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just love this. So I'm going to have to get better at my floats because I just love that. It just, I look at it and I just want it so badly.
So bad.
And it's got a matching scarf or cowl. I'm not sure. It's called, the matching is, it's a cowl, long cowl. It's called Tavis. And then here's Anneh, which is a little too boxy for me. But I know that we could put shaping in it. I have to think about that because it's patterned all over. So maybe under the arms on the side, I could put some waist shaping in. With waist shaping, I think I would really like it. Because if you could get it to bell out, I think that'd be very pretty.
I mean, I think it's lovely.
Oh, it's lovely. I mean, I'm just saying that
just
we
for
all
your
have personal
wearability
preferences. If I make something like that, I'd be giving it away, just like I'm giving some of these other sweaters away. So, know thyself. Okay, and then this is a vest called Maggie. And I don't wear vests. Usually, I did wear, that thing that you have on was a takeoff on a vest, only I made long sleeves on it. I don't usually think about vests. I usually like a sleeve. But I'm sure I could take any one of her other sleeves and put it on this. Probably. This is, I like the pattern. Like that a lot. And here's the back. The pattern is also on the back.
It's beautiful.
You could either do the pattern all the way down or you could do it as a yoke. It would be lovely. So this was in my mail this week. Now, my husband has taken to looking for the mail person several times a day. So he was right there when it was delivered. He brought it and he goes, "You got a box here." Well, I order many of my vitamins by mail because I've had cases where I've gone to the pharmacy and they haven't been there. Like they normally would stock them, but they're not in that day, and then you'd have to go back. And honestly, before COVID, it's not a problem. It's 2 blocks away. But now I don't even want to go into the pharmacy, so I can order them online and I get them. So there'll be days when he goes, "You got 3 boxes here." So I'll come in and go, "Yes. These are my calciums. This is the vitamin C, and these are the multivitamins, or these are the iron, pills." Like, he's so afraid that I'm getting like bunches of stuff.
I think he's worried that you're trying to create a whole new wardrobe for yourself, like just ordering like shirts and pants and.
Well, I did for a while, but that's fine.
That is also acceptable, but he's.
So then I said, "Well, it's vitamins," or yes, excuse me, that's a pattern book that I helped fund. He goes, "Oh, okay," and wanders off.
Yeah.
Into the other rooms or down to his former office that he likes to wander into. So
yes, he does.
I've got the Elizabeth Zimmerman that I'm going to put into Dropbox. Hopefully this week, and then I can remove those boxes off the table. I had made some strides in getting some of the mess off this table. It's coming back, so I'm going to have to put those minis over there, and then they'll go in a bag once we get all of them in. So we're getting a little bit more organized around here. There are some empty spaces. So things are moving along, and certainly the present is moving along, which I'm quite pleased with. Anything else? from your point of view?
No, I think we've covered all of the stuff I brought.
Very good.
Yeah. You know, just trucking along.
Just knitting away.
Trying to get this gnome done so I can send a photo of it off so it can be included in the gift giving.
The raffle?
Yeah.
How much more do you have to do?
I have to complete the bottom. I have to stuff him and then complete the bottom.
All right, so maybe by the end of tonight.
Yeah, it says I stuff weighted stuffing.
I don't know anything about that.
Maybe beads. Maybe I'll put like pony beads.
Do you want to take a couple of my weights from the sewing table?
No, we use those as pattern weights.
Whatever, I'm just offering.
We'll see, maybe.
They're now down by my sewing
We'll
machine.
take a look.
Okay.
I think it's about 50 rows in total is what it looks like. And I am on row 40.
Oh,
now.
10 more rows.
10 more rows.
Cool.
But
very nice. And you've got the stuffing at home.
I believe I do. And if not, I will...
There's stuffing.
Huh, there is stuffing.
I thought I had packed it, but no.
Apparently not.
No, it's right there.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got stuffing.
Stuffing
here, stuffing there.
Yeah.
Very good.
Maybe I will do some stuffing before I head out.
I'm going to continue on my sweater.
You should do that. I just realized that I probably have to put laundry in the dryer.
That's a plan.
Well, I think it's time to weave in our ends.
We'll see you next week.
And,
try not to get too stressed about the holiday.
And also, if you're celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah.
Yes, happy Hanukkah. Started Thursday night.
Yes.
How exciting.
Very exciting.
Stay safe and warm. Try not to get in trouble with the snow if it becomes deep. I say that because my father-in-law went out to shovel snow a couple years ago and managed to fall into the snowbank. So,
and was saved by the oil truck going by because he was waving the shovel.
Yeah. So just be careful.
Yeah. So be careful. It's starting to get real wintry out there. And, wear your mask. Stay safe.
Absolutely.
And we will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.